You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow you'll pray more. Tomorrow you'll change. Tomorrow you'll finally become the person you know you're supposed to be. But today is busy. Today is complicated. Today is not the right time. And somehow, not now becomes a habit. It hides behind logic. It sounds reasonable. It feels safe. But deep down, there's a quiet voice you try not to hear. What if later never comes? Think about it. How many times have you delayed something that truly mattered? Not because you didn't care, but because you believed you had more time to fix things, more time to grow, more time to get ready. But what if the real danger isn't failure? What if the real danger is delay? Because delay doesn't feel like destruction, it feels like control. And that's exactly why it's so dangerous. Most people don't walk away from their purpose in one moment. They drift, slowly, quietly, almost invisibly, one not now at a time. And one day, they realize something terrifying. They were waiting for the right moment, but the moment was waiting for them. And it passed. The question is not if you're waiting. The question is, what is it costing you right now? Late in the evening, as the sky slowly darkened and the air grew still, 10 young women took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. They stood together on the road, watching, waiting. 5 of them came prepared. They carried not only their lamps, but also extra oil in small jars, held carefully in their hands. The other 5 brought their lamps too, but nothing more. No zapas, no thought for what might happen if the night stretched longer than expected. At first, it didn't seem to matter. The road was quiet. The hours passed. They waited and waited. But the bridegroom did not come. Time stretched into silence. The night grew deeper. One by one, their eyes grew heavy, their bodies tired, and eventually, all 10 of them fell asleep. Then suddenly, at midnight, a cry broke through the darkness. "Here is the bridegroom, come out to meet him." They woke with a start. In a rush of movement, they rose to their feet and began preparing their lamps. Hands trembling, they trimmed the wicks and tried to bring the light back to life. But then the problem became clear. The lamps of the 5 who had brought no extra oil began to fade. The flames flickered weakly, threatening to go out. Panic spread across their faces. They turned quickly to the others. "Give us some of your oil," they said. "Our lamps are going out." But the answer came back, steady and unyielding. "There may not be enough for both us and you. Go instead to those who sell oil and buy some for yourselves." There was no time to argue. In desperation, the 5 left the road and disappeared into the night, searching, hoping to find what they now realized they needed. And while they were gone, the bridegroom arrived. Those who were ready went in with him to the wedding feast. The door was shut. Later, the others returned, breathless, rushed, too late. They stood before the closed door and cried out, "Lord, Lord, open the door for us." From inside came the answer, "Truly I tell you, I do not know you. Stay awake and be ready, because you do not know the hour when the bridegroom will come." 1. The lamps and the oil were not the same thing. In the parable, all 10 virgins had lamps, but only 5 had extra oil. Jesus shows that outward readiness is not the same as true inner preparedness. The lamp represents what is visible, appearance, identity, even belief. But the oil represents something deeper, something personal and internal that sustains the light. In real life, many people look ready on the outside. They say the right words, follow routines, and seem spiritual. But inside, there may be emptiness. Most people don't realize this. Внешнее может выглядеть правильно, но внутреннего содержания может не хватать. And when pressure comes, the difference becomes visible. 2. The delay of the bridegroom was intentional. In the story, the bridegroom does not come quickly. Jesus deliberately includes this delay to show that waiting is part of the test. This was not an accident. It was the point. The delay revealed who was truly prepared and who was only ready for a short moment. In life, people often expect quick results, quick change, quick answers, quick breakthroughs. But when things take longer than expected, motivation fades, people relax, lose focus, and stop preparing. And this is where the mistake happens. They were ready for the beginning, but not for the waiting. 3. All of them fell asleep, but not all were unprepared. The parable says that all 10 virgins became drowsy and slept. Jesus makes it clear, even the wise ones were not perfect. They also got tired. But the difference was not in their weakness, it was in their preparation. In reality, everyone has moments of weakness. People get tired, distracted, and lose focus. That's normal. But what truly matters is what you prepared before that moment. Most people think the problem is failure or weakness. But Jesus shows something deeper. The real problem is being unprepared when the critical moment arrives. 4. The wise prepared for what they could not control. In the parable, the wise virgins brought extra oil because they understood something important. They could not control when the bridegroom would come, but they could control their readiness. Jesus shows that true wisdom is not about predicting the future. It is about preparing for it. In life, people often focus on what they cannot control: timing, circumstances, outcomes. But they ignore what is in their hands: their character, their discipline, their readiness. Most people delay preparation because they assume they will have time later. But wisdom acts now, even when nothing seems urgent. 5. The foolish assumed there would always be time. The 5 foolish virgins did not bring extra oil, not because they were evil, but because they assumed the current moment was enough. Jesus shows that their mistake was not obvious, it was subtle. They simply believed that what they had would last. In reality, this is how most people live. They don't reject what is important, they just postpone it. They think, I'll deal with this later. More time, more chances, more opportunities. But here is the danger. Delay feels harmless. It doesn't feel like a wrong decision. And that's exactly why it leads people into loss. 6. There are moments when preparation can no longer be shared. When the foolish virgins asked for oil, the wise ones refused. Not out of selfishness, but because it was impossible. Jesus shows that some things cannot be transferred at the last moment. Readiness is personal. In life, people often rely on others, on someone else's faith, someone else's strength, someone else's decisions. But there are moments when no one can step in for you. No one can give you their vnoutrenies a pass. And in those moments, what you have, or don't have, becomes visible. 7. Opportunity does not wait for those who are unprepared. While the foolish virgins went to buy oil, the bridegroom arrived. Jesus shows a painful reality. The moment they were trying to fix their mistake was the exact moment they missed everything. In real life, people often realize too late what truly matters. They try to change when the moment has already passed. They try to prepare when the opportunity is already gone. And this is the hardest truth. Life does not always pause to give you another chance. The door opens, and then it closes. 8. The closed door was final. In the parable, once the bridegroom entered with those who were ready, the door was shut. Jesus shows a moment of final separation, a point where access is no longer possible. This is not gradual, it is sudden and decisive. In life, people often believe that every opportunity will remain open, that doors can always be reopened later. But most people don't understand this. Some moments are final. Relationships, chances, duchovní możliwości, when ignored long enough, they close. And when they do, no amount of urgency can reverse what was lost. 9. The cry came suddenly in the middle of the night. The announcement came at midnight, the most unexpected and inconvenient time. Jesus shows that the critical moment does not come when it is comfortable or planned. It comes when people are least prepared for interruption. In real life, turning points rarely arrive when everything is calm and organized. They come suddenly, through crisis, change, or realization. People who depend on perfect timing are caught off guard, but those who live ready are not shaken because they were not waiting for a convenient moment. 10. Being close was not the same as being ready. All 10 virgins were in the same place. They were all waiting. They were all part of the same event, yet only 5 entered. Jesus shows that proximity does not equal readiness. Being near something important does not mean you are prepared for it. In life, people often stay close to what matters. They hear truth, they are around faith, they think about change. But closeness is not transformation. Most people confuse exposure with readiness. They think being near the right things is enough, but when the moment comes, they discover they never truly prepared. 11. The realization came too late. When the foolish virgins returned, they understood everything. They saw what they missed. They felt the weight of it. Jesus shows that awareness often comes, but sometimes it comes after the opportunity is gone. In real life, people usually realize their mistakes. They understand what they should have done, what they ignored, what they delayed. But realization without time to act becomes regret. And this is one of the deepest pains, not that you didn't know, but that you knew too late. The story ends quietly, but it echoes loudly. 10 people were waiting. 10 people believed they were ready. 10 people expected the same outcome, but only 5 entered. Jesus does not tell this story to create fear. He tells it to reveal truth. That readiness is not about intention, not about proximity, not about one day, it is about now. Because the most dangerous words are not no. The most dangerous words are not yet. Think about it. How many things in your life are you postponing? Not rejecting, just delaying. And here is the core of it. Delay feels safe until it becomes permanent. Jesus shows something most people don't see. The difference between those who are ready and those who are not is often invisible, until it's too late. And this is the line that stays. You don't miss the moment because you didn't care. You miss it because you thought you still had time.